There were some Republicans who supported the aid package, but criticized the Democrats for unnecessarily delaying much-needed help for small businesses. One America's Hines spoke to several lawmakers and has this report.
I have small businesses in my district who are on the outside looking in. In other words, some got a loan, some didn't. That's not right. We can't do that to small businesses who are looking for help because government is shutting them out of their livelihoods. But we have an obligation now to do our part to get here and stay here and work until America's back on track. I don't want any more of this messing around, throwing money at the problem instead of actually solving the problem. We have businesses who are expected to gamble and take a loan that they have to start repaying in 6 months based on the idea they might get it forgiven. If they rehire people, they can't rehire because the government is paying more people not to work through unemployment than to work. That's your federal government in action. We got to end that, and we need to do something about it. Again, I'm going to hold my nose because we got people who are really struggling and they need the dollars, but we got to fix the bill.
The Paycheck Protection Program and the emergency injury disaster loan shouldn't have been allowed to run out of money a week ago. This was funding that the administration asked for 16 days ago. And for these small businesses, it's life or death. There are small businesses that will never reopen through no fault of their own if they don't get this support. So I'm supportive of what's going through the House today that's went to the Senate. It's going to go to the president. It'll get signed into law. I would say an important message to the lenders that are out there. Some did a great job with the first tranche. Others were picking winners and losers, favoring the larger loans over the smaller loans. That's not the right idea, and they really need to do it right. They know who they are with this next tranche of money to make sure our small businesses are getting maximum support.
The president called for it I think on April 7th. We could see it coming, but some other folks around town here would like to add things onto must-pass bills, and we're happy to collaborate with folks that have different ideas. But what we're talking about is funding a measure, a policy that we all already voted on, and generally speaking, almost everybody supported. So we already agree with the policy. We just needed the funding in it. But some have taken the opportunity to add some things to it or to request some things. And of course, that has dragged on now for a week and a half or two while people are struggling and suffering, needing those payments, and they're not available because the funds weren't there. So it'd have been nice if we could have just focused on what the current need is, as opposed to taking the opportunity to add things that might be related and might not be related to this, and draw it out, right? And draw it out. That people are suffering right now. We got to really be sensitive to the time frame. It's people can't pay their bills with policies or promises. They need the cash in their hands.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.